and welcome to Brain vs. Heart. In today's question, why are INTJs so mean? As someone who has dated INTJs and who has married an INTJ, I can understand why the majority of society would deem them as being mean. First of all, let's look at the definition of mean. Offensive, selfish, or unaccommodating, nasty, or malicious. A lot of people can be misconstrued as being mean when their behavior or the way they speak comes off as that. Most cases where I've seen people being mean are just cases where people have no idea how to be sociable, lack social awareness, have no filter, or don't expect the person they're speaking to be highly emotional or sensitive. As an INFP and a lot of other personality types, you tend to not want to hurt people's feelings. Sometimes in your mind you really don't care, but having been socialized, you realize, if I say this way, this person might not take that well. So you don't, even though you really want to. How wonderful it must be to not worry about what the hell someone else thinks. An INTJ comes off as mean because they just say what they're thinking. They skip all the bullshit about the emotions and how the person would feel, and they just literally say what you're thinking. Here is an example. If you ask an INTJ, do I look fat in this dress? The INTJ might reply saying, if you look fat in that dress, it might not matter what you put on. Or they may reply by saying, yes, but you look fat regardless. Or something along the lines of, you are fat, but yes, you do look fatter in that dress. Now, to normal logical people, if you ask someone an honest question, you expect them to give you an honest answer. But apparently there are people out there that don't expect you to answer them honestly. They expect you to compliment them and say no, which as an INFP, that really doesn't make sense to me. But at least in that social environment, I do understand that coming out and saying, God damn, yeah, your ass looks really fat, like, so that dress just accentuate the fatness. I would probably say something like, even though I want to say, yeah, you're fat regardless. Or if the person is not fat, I would be like, stop, you know you're not fat, which is what they probably want to hear. I think it's very pretty, but I think this would be a better dress for the occasion. Or to make them feel better, I'd be like, you looking kind of thick. Damn, girl, and say it in a way that would make them feel good about themselves. If they are morbidly obese or really fat, I would hope that as a friend, someone would do this for me if that were the case. But I would tell them, yeah, it doesn't look good. The reason why the INTJ is usually seen as mean is because they skip past all the niceties and just answer the question as it was asked. I realize also that most of the cases, the people deeming INTJ as mean people are women who are very sensitive. Women know how to communicate a bit better in general, and there are more INTJ men than there are INTJ women. I also have an INTJ female friend, and it is refreshing to have someone who will just tell me the truth and challenge me instead of trying to make me feel nice. Another reason INTJs are seen as mean, I can attest to this with my husband because I've gone through that with him, and I've also been hurt by him as well when he would just lash out at me. However they are feeling in the moment, especially if they are occupied with something, whatever their state of mind is the state of mind they're going to be in if you try to interact with them in that state of mind, whether you're aware of it or not. There are times when I realize that he's frustrated with something, and I am really aware that that is what is making him angry. But I will ask him a question like, do you want chicken or beef? And he'll yell at me. And it comes off as very mean because I'm like, look, I didn't make your freaking program or your code break. And of course, even though logically I know that that's the case and he's not angry at me, it still hurts because he was mean to me. That's one of the very annoying parts about being my personality type, because I will logically know something, but my feely part of me overrides that logical part to the point where my brain is saying, it's no big deal, stop it, while my heart is dramatically screaming from the mountaintops that it's bleeding, even though it wasn't even touched. A lot of people may feel that way. There was a meme that was going around a long time ago with a scorpion picture, and the caption was, INTJs stinging one friend at a time, because it really does sting when someone tells you the cold hard truth without all the sugarcoating. And that's why INTJs seem mean, which I think is quite unfair, because if you were asking them to tell you the truth, I would want the truth unencumbered. I wouldn't care so much about my feelings, even though it would hurt. I would just want you to rip the band-aid off and tell me as it is. That's why INTJs tend to be some of the best friends to have, because they'll always be straight with you. Now, of course, well-socialized and mature INTJs may be better at filtering themselves. There are a lot of situations, even in our relationship, that my INTJ husband has realized, yeah, I think I probably shouldn't have said that way because of the way the person reacted, because in situations where he's frustrated, it will show on his face and you will hear it in his tone. We both don't like social events. We absolutely abhor social events. But if he starts to get too stressed out with all those people and with things that happen that are out of his control, while I'm screaming on the inside wanting to get away from these people, I will be smiling on the outside and still try to entertain them and try to be nice. He won't do that. It will be very clear on his face that he's upset and annoyed. To a lot of people, he may come off as very mean. No, he's just highly introverted and doesn't feel like entertaining people's emotions. If you have an INTJ like my uncle, who's been around people for a long time, he's worked in Homeland Security, he's had to deal with people, he has learned how to socialize with people. He admitted to me that it is very draining on him at the end of the day. He just wants to come home and play his video games, but while he's at his job or while he's interacting with his community, you can see that he totally shines and he has mastered the art of being personable. It is an art and it is harder for an INTJ to do. It's not their natural inclination to be nicey and lovey-dovey with people. It's not coming from a mean place. The INTJ is basically all of us without the filter and without the bullshit that we spin to make other people feel comfortable. Anyways, if you guys have anything else to add or ask, please let us know in the comments and we'll see you in the next video.